Live. Hi, guys. Went down the wrong tube. Good morning. Whew. Jeez, what a way to start out my live. Welcome. I'm all right. We're fine. It was really hot, and I swallowed it quickly, and it went down the wrong tube. How embarrassing. Hi. Okay. I can see one person's here. I just don't know who you are. I cannot see who is here. Welcome. I don't expect a lot of people to be here today because, again, I didn't have this, excuse me, listed on my, on our schedule. I have our schedule listed, but I didn't have the first recap, which would be today. It will be saved, though, so you guys can come back to it and rewatch it. We're going over our Shadow Love Session 1, which we had our class last week. How embarrassing that I choked that bad. We had our last, I almost want to start this over and I can't. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, we had our first class last Friday, or Thursday. It was Thursday or Friday. I think it was Friday. And here we are today. We're going to go over it. I hope you guys all really got to watch it and had, practiced your healing exercises and everything like that, so we can move forward to the next session, which is session 2, which is this Friday at 7 p.m. I think. So I'm just going to get started because, again, I don't really expect anybody to watch this right away. It is the middle of the day and you guys didn't even know about this one. So the theme for session 1 was meeting the shadow. In our first gathering, we explored the meaning of shadow, the hidden parts of ourselves that we often hide or repress, deny, or feel ashamed of. And together we learned that the shadow is not bad and that we need our shadow to work with our light. And it carries wisdoms, lessons, and even hidden gifts. And the more we work with ourselves, the more we're going to learn about this too. We practiced journaling, asking what parts of myself do I most try to hide. And I would love for you guys, I know nobody's here right now, but even if you come back to the replay, if you feel comfortable, this is a private space, you know that. You guys will need the link in order to watch this, so you have to be a part of the Coven or the Coven subscription. So you're not going to have to worry about anybody else seeing it because it's just within our Coven community. So feel free to share your answers on here, and you have your journal, so you can always journal it down as well. But when journaling, we were asking what part of myself do I most try to hide? And a few of us went over a little bit that. Have any of you worked with that since we have had the class? And if so, what have you learned about that part of yourself that you're trying to hide? I also had you guys doing a mirror meditation, and I hope that you guys were doing this daily. Even if you can't fit it in daily, at least try to do it every other day. Really try to get this in here because I feel like the mirror meditation is super important. I think this part is really going to help you. I know that when I do a mirror meditation, I look in at myself. I almost look into my soul. I do look into, I don't even say almost, I look into my own soul, and I'm connecting with myself that way. And it really does help you believe in yourself and believe the things that you're telling yourself. You know what I mean? Because you're talking to yourself. It's just a very magical, empowering experience. So I'm really hoping that you guys are doing that one. And I know I say a lot of time, I have ADHD, a lot of us do, but I say a lot of the time, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. But you know what? Bullshit. I do have time. I totally have time. It takes 2 seconds to look in the mirror and say, I love you, and I see you. And, I see you, I love you, you are worthy. Doesn't take that long. If you're in your car, you can do it. Pull down the rearview mirror. I see you, I love you, and you are worthy. You can do it multiple times throughout the day. It doesn't have to be once. It doesn't have to be twice. It can be as many times as you want to say it. Because the more you say it, the more that your brain is remembering subconsciously too. And you are loving yourself, and you're getting rid of those old patterns where you're looking at yourself saying, oh my God, I fucking hate myself. Oh my God, I fucking, because that is something that some of us deal with. Is you don't feel worthy. You don't feel like you're good enough. Sometimes you look at yourself, you can't stand yourself. I hear this from many people, and to other people, you're a beautiful person. So you just have to love yourself that much. And our affirmation was, even the parts of me I hide are worthy of love. And that's true because we all have dark parts that we hide. All of us do. Um, and you do have to learn to love those parts, you know? And once you love that part of yourself, and once you accept yourself for who you are, good and bad, and own it, a whole new world opens up. And it really, really does. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but I've gotten pretty far with it. You know what I mean? To own who I am, like that TikTok I did. I own who I am. Yeah, I'm fucking annoying. I'm annoying. I am loud. I sometimes dress like a scumbag, but I don't feel like it. Yeah. I wash my hair once a week. I leave my clothes on the ground. You know what I mean? I do things that I'm not fucking perfect, but I own what I do. And if I do it, I do it. I will tell the truth about it. I know that I do it. Like I'm talking about the TikTok, you know, there's nothing that you can tell me about myself that I don't already know about myself. You know what I mean? So your words can't hurt me. That really resonated with me because it's so true, right down to I don't drink enough water a day. And that goes back to the TikTok because I don't. I know I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to drink 5 bottles a day. I have them lined up on the counter. Do I? Absolutely not. And I'm only lying to myself if I say that I do. You know what I mean? So just fucking own it. Do you drink your water that you're... No, I don't. My husband will even ask me, did you take your medication today or did you take your pill today? No, I didn't. I don't lie and say I did. I could lie and say I did because I want them off my back and I don't want to deal with it because I know that my ADHD gets in my fucking way and it is an annoying part of myself to me. Do you know what I mean? But I own it and it is what it is and I am who I am. And it's a freeing place to get to, I will say. You know what I mean? Reflection questions for you. And like I said, you can write them on here. Feel free to. We are in a safe space. You can bring it to the Coven page if you want to write it there. If you feel more comfortable in the subscription page because it's closer and, you know, maybe you feel more safe there, feel free to do it there too. And I will actually I print out everything before I come live with you guys. It really helps me stay on track and where I'm going to go with things. Otherwise, I would end up down a million rabbit holes. So I can also take a screenshot of this for you guys and put it on the group page so you guys can see these questions too. So you can answer them and have them fresh in your mind or even have it to print out for yourself, whichever you guys would like. But my reflection questions for you are, did you take time to do the meditation this week? The mirror one. Did you guys take time to do that? And we talked about that for a few seconds before, is it only takes a few seconds during the day. Again, and I do have time. That's the thing. It takes 2 seconds to look up in the mirror. And I'm talking about mirror in your car because you could be driving and look at the mirror in the car and say, I am worthy, I love me, and I accept myself. All the things that you want to say to love yourself. You know what I mean? When you get up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth, there's no reason you can't say it. It takes 2 seconds. We always make excuses for the reasons why we can't do stuff. But in reality, we can. So my questions are, when you did it, those of you that did do it, and if you're catching up, that's fine. Take time. Hi, how are you, Crystal? I had to start a couple times. My first one, I had to put up a new link because, you know, technology loves me. But this is the new link and I'm live right now. So I'm glad that you made it and I'm glad that you found it. At least I know that people can see it. I just kind of moved on with everything. I started anyway. And right now I'm going over reflection questions. And one of the questions was, did you take time to do the mirror meditation this week? Did you get up and say to yourself, I see you, I love you, you are worthy? And then I was also giving examples of if you say you don't have time, because we all have a million excuses. If you're driving, you can look in your rearview mirror and you can say, I see you, I love you, you are worthy. So I'm curious to know your experiences about that. And if you did do that and how it made you feel. And did anything surprise you about what came up in those feelings when you were doing it? You know what I mean? Like maybe some suppressed feelings that you didn't know that you had. Because a lot of things are going to come up in this. You know what I mean? You're going to meet a lot of parts of yourself that you have had hidden for so long. I'm sorry, my mouth is so dry. That they're going to come up. And they're not always easy to deal with. I was waiting on the other one. I hope I deleted all the other ones. I think I deleted them off the YouTube and stuff. And then I put this one up. Um, Yep, the whole thing went bad last time and I lost connection and then I had to stop. So then I just popped up a new link. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's a good thing that was only like 4 minutes into it and not like, 25 minutes into it. I'm trying, man. My next question, in your shadow journal, what came through when you wrote about the part of yourself you most tried to hide? Did you notice emotions and memories or patterns? Was it difficult to write or did the words flow easily? These are the things that I want to go over on each of these sessions that we have that I'm going to be asking you guys because I want to see what your experiences are. I want to see what you're going through. I want you to feel safe enough to be able to share this stuff with everyone. You know what I mean? Because within sharing, we're all learning. You know what I mean? Because we all have different experiences. They're different yet similar in ways with our experiences, let's see. And how did the affirmation land for you? The affirmation that I gave to you to do throughout the week. I see you, I love you, and you are worthy. Did it feel comfortable coming out of your mouth? Did you resonate with it? Did it flow nicely? You know what I mean? Or was it hard for you to do? Was it really difficult for you to say to yourself, like when you were saying it, were you not believing it? You know what I mean? Were you just saying it because you're just saying it? You know what I mean? Or you could have done it and you could have cried. I have done it every day. Makes me feel great. Yay. I love that. It does me too. It makes me happy and it changes around my attitude. And, especially at our age, going through all the emotions and menopause and everything, you wake up and the days are always like, oh shit, I got to get myself going. You know what I mean? Not always all yay, happy and everything. You got to get yourself going. This is going to be a good day. And tell yourself you are worthy. So where was I? Did you resonate when you said it? Your affirmation that I gave to you, did it resonate with you, or did you notice a shift in how your heart or body responded too? Because sometimes, like, you could be all excited to say something, then as you're saying it, you may slump, which is a sign that you really don't believe in what you're saying yourself. You know what I mean? You'll notice this over time as you do it change, because when you say it, that slumping will start to be standing tall. Do you know what I mean? Because you believe what you're saying. So I even noticed that with myself when I used to say it. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'd say it kind of meekly and I was kind of like hunched over when I said it. And I'm just like, ugh. And then as time went by, I'm like, okay, this feels good. This feels better and better. And then when you start to resonate with it, you start to believe it. When you start to believe it, it starts to come true. And you know what I mean? All that. So it snowballs into greatness. Oh, that's funny. And after engaging in these healing exercises, how are you feeling overall? I'm wondering how you're feeling overall after this week. That's why I'm doing the recaps about a week after. That way we can give you time to work with it. See how you feel afterwards. Did you feel lighter? Did you feel tender? Did you feel emotional? Crystal says confidence, and she felt great, which I love. And what happened during your experience? It kind of gauges where you are too, you know what I mean, on your healing journey with this. And right now we're just starting out. And do you sense a deeper connection with yourself after doing something like this? I know it's only been a week. And at the end of all 4 of these sessions, we will do like a big check-in about the whole entire class too. So did you sense a deeper connection with yourself? You know, did you really see into your soul and who you are, and talk to yourself and connect with yourself? Because so here we go. Here, like I said, this is all where you're gonna get weird, you're gonna get everything in here, it's gonna get real. So, and you're gonna learn my experiences too. When I was looking into the mirror when I first started doing this, which I've been doing this for a little while, and I remember looking into my own eyes, and nobody really likes to get up in the mirror, first of all, that up and close and personal with yourself, because you're fucking close and you see everything, and then you start picking yourself apart when you're trying to really do a different kind of the thing, what we're doing. And then you're like, oh God, here I am. So that's what kind of, when I first did it, because my ADHD brain works like that. I'm close to the mirror. Instantly, I judged myself. Instantly, I judged myself. And I'm telling you guys this for those of you that are new that are going through this, you know. It wasn't my first time all happy, up close and personal. I instantly judged myself. My mind went right to how I looked. And that sucks. I didn't want my brain to go there. And it did. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm getting old. I'm looking at this, da, 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 da. And that's where my brain instantly went. So the second time I did it, I know, because I noticed I did it, I focused more on my eyes and I looked more into my eyes. And I was like, all right, block out all the other stuff. You're beautiful as you are, you know, because I'm trying to learn this myself. I've been through this shadow healing, some of it anyway. It's always healing. And I looked more into my eyes and I blocked everything else out, all my other thoughts like that. And I really saw into my own soul. I almost saw my me. My me, if that makes any sense. My me. And it was a different feeling. It wasn't, I didn't judge instantly. I actually teared up the first time. And the first time I started saying this stuff to myself and really saying it to her, I cried. I had a very big cry because I guess I just didn't love myself as much as I thought I did when I first started doing the work, because there's a lot of stuff, you know, that you have to love. And it was a very, very emotional and like feeling at first, but then also healing and turned it into something different. Now, when I look in the mirror and I say it because I believe it about myself, when I didn't before, it was a completely different feeling. So even if you feel those feelings and you have those moments, keep going with yourself. You know what I mean? Keep working on yourself and keep doing these affirmations and look past the other judgmental stuff you have going on in your head. That is the outside world. We're working on your soul. Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Is anything I'm saying? I got to get my glasses because now I can't see it. I need to make contacts so I can have up close. I have had emotions in my feelings of fuck what people think and how they want me to be and act. I'm like a wild animal unleashed. We're all wild animals unleashed, right? Child self in my eyes, and she's excited to be her true self. Exactly. And that's a great way to explain it, because that's, you know, like what I saw was my child me. And then there's also that too, childhood shadow work. Once you forgive your inner child, not forgive, let her know basically that it's okay. It is okay. That everything that you grew up with that you didn't know, you know what I mean? We're all starting out here, and you're not bad for anything you did, because we're learning as we grow and we learn from society. It's a whole nother ballgame, the childhood work. But once you meet her, you fall in love with each other. You fall in love with her and she falls in love with the older version of you. And you meet in the middle, if that makes any sense. It's a beautiful connection within your own self and soul. And I think that's where I love so hard. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a whole nother, where was I going with that? I was going into the child work because I think, where was I going with that? Because you said my child, because you see my, yeah. And that's exactly what you're seeing. And it's just working with her, you meet in the middle. Does that make sense? I think you've done childhood shadow work. One of you have. I may have been you. But that's intense work. Let me put my glasses back on. So looking ahead, so these are the questions, everything that we just went over. I will take a picture of this, and I'd like to know your answers. I'd like to know where you're at. I'd like to know how your affirmation went, your journaling went. If you don't want to share, you don't have to. Don't feel obligated to. But I'm just curious to know how things are going with you guys, how you're feeling. I have had a couple of you reach out, and I think it was Lindsay said she had that experience, and that's completely normal. When we do shadow work, you're going to go through lots of feelings. You know what I mean? And your shadow self that wants you to stay in the shadows is going to pull at you. You know what I mean? It's going to pull at you, and it's going to try to get you not to go that way. So things are going to come up for you that you're going to have to spiritually fight. Do you know what I mean? And you will get through it, though. It's just facing it is what it is the scariest part, I think, those parts of ourselves. The shower cleanse that I gave you guys is super important. It's great to do. If you can't take a shower, or you can do a bath as well. But if you can't take a shower or a bath, you can even cleanse yourself with sage. You know what I mean? You can do it that way as well. But if you can take the shower and you can do the ritual that I gave you and do whatever resonates with you, you can do it in your own way. You can say your own thing when you're doing it. I highly recommend to do it because it will drain and get rid of all those stagnant, shitty, negative energies and emotions that we were, all of us were having during that session. It's going to go down that drain and you guys will get rid of it and you'll sleep tight. And things will come up in your dreams because that's everything meeting. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is completely normal. I keep misplacing my glasses, ma'am. And looking ahead, we have Friday at 7 p.m. I hope that you guys can join me. You guys know it's coming up. And I'm thinking these classes will take somewhere around an hour. I think that's what they were last time. So I'm excited about going into session 2. But I really, really want to stress, and I know most of you know, that this work is just, it's not always easy. And there's going to be tears. There's going to be discomfort. There's going to be resistance. You know, there could be anything that comes up, but that's signs that true healing is unfolding. Every step you take builds your connections to self-love and wholeness, you know. Before our next session, continue your healing exercises. So keep doing those. Keep doing the affirmations in the mirror. Like I said, you can do it in the mirror in the morning when you're brushing your teeth. You can do it in the car rearview mirror. You can do it really anywhere. You can just say it to yourself. You don't even have to look in the mirror at this point. Just say it to yourself. But the mirror is what we're really doing here. So there's a mirror when you're driving. There's a mirror when you're brushing your teeth. I wrote in my shadow journal a lot more stuff is coming through and releasing all the pain of being so suppressed as a child, all the lack of true unconditional love. And see, that is beautiful that you wrote that. You know what I mean? Now I love share your experiences and getting all this out, and especially writing it down on paper and stuff is just, it's flowing. You know what I mean? And we have to get this stuff out somewhere, because if you don't, it just stays within and it builds anger and depression and anxiety and all these things that we try to, you know, heal from and get away from. A lot of this causes that, even subconsciously, you know. And there's a lot of pain to release, even as adults, and that we carried, because we talked about that before, everything that we carry as a child, you know what I mean, that we don't let go, right down to tiptoeing in the house, like I talked about last time, you know what I mean, because I carried that from my stepfather, who just, you know, was not a nice person. True unconditional love. I started watching a show last night. Oh my God, I'll have to look up the name of it. You know me and my series that I watch all the time, my different ones that I find. I was on Netflix. And I was like, ooh, this looks good. And I started watching it. And a lot of these kids are facing childhood trauma and things that their parents did growing up to them. But they get sent to like a school in Vermont, but the school's not a good school. But anyway, just the whole premise of, like, you know, dealing with your childhood traumas and dealing with the negativity like that. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Just, you know, because what we're talking about and stuff. And if there's anything else that you'd like to ever bring up in any of these, this one is kind of weird because it's just the two of us, and there's not a lot of conversation going on. But I'm hoping as we go along here that we'll all be able to get together. I know it's a tough time. That's where Nikki and I actually struggle with these whole classes and going live, is all the time changes for everybody. It's hard to, because a lot of you are 3 hours behind, some of you are an hour behind, and some of you are even ahead. So it's like, oh, you try to do it all in good time, but not everybody can always make those times. And I completely understand that. There's times I can't make those times. Recently, my mom even played me and wouldn't say I love you back to get me for 2 weeks. Yeah, and sometimes you have to do that, you know what I mean? And isn't those I get like that too. I'm like, why is it so hard for some people just to say it back? And it's like punishment, and then it makes you feel bad about yourself and stuff like that. And it's like, well, Um, I hate when I was just had a situation the other day where I was like, wait. Wait a second here. I'm like, you're like messing with me now, because now by you doing this is like a form of punishment to me, which isn't fair because I really didn't even fucking do anything and this and that. And I'm like, mine's a completely different situation. But I'm like, when people do that to you and mess with your brain, I think we're on the same page here. I hate that light that's in my eyes. I can't see I can't see. um, but going back to doing our affirmations in the mirror, keep that up. I really, really want you to keep that up, because I think that is one of the most important healing exercises I have here. And journaling is always great, because everything journaling, you're going to remember, you're getting it out on paper like crystal, and to get it out is like whew, a huge release. You know what I mean? And being here and talking about it is another huge release. And this is what we need, because we keep this shit suppressed. I see you, I love you, and you are worthy. So continue with that. Keep saying that in the mirror. Like I said, once when you get up in the morning, if you're driving, pull down your rearview mirror, say it to yourself. I see you, I love you, and you are worthy. Say it with a smile on your face. Look into your eyes. Don't judge anything else around you or yourself. You are beautiful, you are loved, and you are safe in this community. So I really want you guys to open up and share. I'm not pushing you at your own pace, and if you don't want to at all, that's fine too. But I encourage you to share and really step into this, and because I think more as a community, if we can share in the safe space that we created, it helps heal, because we realize that we're all going through similar things, and we realize that we're all maybe experiencing, while healing, going through this shadow work, the same experiences. And it's good to know you're not alone. Not that you want anybody else to go through stuff, but it's good to know you're not alone. And to have a community that you can talk about the weird stuff with. You know what I mean? The stuff that you may not be able to talk to about, or may not be able to talk about to anybody else. You know what I mean? I need a sip. Hold on. It's dry. The allergies are like... So this is your safe space. This is why I created this place, is so we can heal and we can grow, because we all are divine and we deserve to heal and grow. And that all starts with loving yourself. So this is why I stress this exercise so much, because it will change. It will change. Even if at first it's hard and you don't even feel that it's true and you dread doing it, do it anyway. Fight through that, because again, that's your shadow. So fight through that. Love yourself, because you are beautiful. You are worthy. And you will get through this. You will get through this. We all have been through things in the past. We're here. We're all in the same fucking place right now, aren't we? We're here. We're doing shadow work. So we have all been in similar places, yet different, if that makes any sense. Some worse, some, you know, here's the thing. Nobody's is ever worse. In your own eyes, it's like how you feel and impacts you. Do you know what I mean? So... I gotta see what you wrote, because I gotta put my glasses on. You're here, you're doing the work, and I'm proud of you for doing that, because it's not easy work. It is good to know I'm not alone. I've done a lot of shadow work by myself. And I did too. I've done so much shadow work by myself, or courses online too, which by doing it the way, I'm not talking like this, I'm talking about like reading and stuff like that. It's good and you learn a lot, but it's nice to have a space where you can talk, you know what I mean? And you have a bunch of like-minded people and you all talk together with your experiences. And like I said, you don't have to. There's people that don't feel comfortable, and that's just fine. But remember that this is a private link. It will stay on YouTube, and it will stay the private link. And if you have the link, you will always have access to it, so you can replay it. And it's just us from the coven. So who you see in our coven and in our subscription coven, those are the two who will have access to this. So you are safe here. We are not judgmental. I cannot talk today, and that is fine. See, I'm owning it, man. I'm owning it, because I can't talk half the time, and I'm late all the time. I own that too. So we touched base on that a little bit too, is owning it. Oh, shit. Anyway, I'm so happy that you guys are here. And I hope that you're all having a good experience with this. And good as in your good is going to be scary or, you know, crying, and it's healing is what it is. So I just hope that I can't wait to hear. I hope you guys open up a little bit and we all learn together and grow together. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can message me and I'll answer you there. And I will, if you guys want to, I can always post these, which were my questions for you guys, on the class page as well. That way you guys can look back at it, and maybe you can, if you, I don't know if you want to journal it or whatever you'd want to do with it. Thank you for being here, Crystal. And thank you for all the replay viewers. And I will see you all on Friday at 7 p.m. ET, my time. And I'm super excited about it for session 2. I don't have my papers here with me. So we'll see you then. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Love you. Bye.